What are you having for lunch? If I ask someone at random, there is one-fourth of a chance that they will actually say they're eating from a fast food chain, because 1 in 4 Americans visit a fast food restaurant on any given day. And you may really ask yourself, what's the problem with that? After all, fast food is the most conveniently available, the cheapest, and the fastest way to get a meal. And you see, that is the problem, because it's the fastest, the easiest, and cheapest way to really wear down your body in more ways than just one. I strongly stand against fast food, which I believe it's an unnecessary luxury. Many years ago, as a kid, I didn't see the issue in having fast food. I really enjoyed it with my parents when they took me out and have a happy meal. However, as I grew and eventually developed in the culinary field, I noticed how empty fast food meals really are. I noticed the difference not only in flavor but in values when I helped my parents cook and enjoying a dinner together. And fast food really does concern everyone because we live in a society where sometimes we really rather eat fast than good. And if maybe we personally are not affected to eat fast, the future generations will definitely inherit a world filled with fast food, fast industrially quick frozen food if we keep going like this. I think that an empty food that completely obliterates the flavors, the health, and the values of a warm dinner with the family has absolutely no room in this society. And the first and most common argument for fast food is that it's just a cheap and sometimes one can't really afford a nicer meal. And while this may be true, the quality of the ingredients is not currently the best. And even though it's cheap, we really pay with our health because we're under the threat of an unbalanced diet, obesity, and health diseases. As we all know, we need a balanced intake of nutrients, which we get from grains, from legumes, from vegetables, from fruits, from dairy, from proteins. We get all of the necessary nutrients from a balanced meal. But if we regularly and constantly eat fast food, we don't really get a lot of nutrition. We only really get sugars, we get calories, sodium, and fat, which are essential and important in our nutrition, but not in the high densities that are presented in fast food. And this really poor nutrition leads to fast food to obesity. And as we know, America is actually one of the lead countries with childhood obesity. And the American Psychological Association actually says that 20% of our youth is actually overweight, and that is directly related to the increase in media time uh, bought by fast food corporations. And all of these points, of course, lead to an increased heart disease rate when these children grow up only eating fast food, or even adults that regularly consume it have are more likely to, for example, get a heart attack, which is also one of the top leading diseases, ways of dying in America of heart attack, and which is solely and mostly based in the way we eat. But really, before our bodies are at risk, the way we live is also threatened by our fast-paced hunger. Because fast food affects how we live, not only our health, but how we actually interact with others, our bonds, our traditions of sharing and preparing meals, which are important cultural values. More and more Americans choose the fastest efficient option to eating alone or quick while they're driving in their offices. And really, that's just to increase productivity. But again, we don't really enjoy a meal. We don't eat it because we like it. We eat it because it's just fuel for us, or we just have to eat something quick before going to work. Or instead of spending time with our coworkers or spending time with our family, we really just choose to be almost selfish by just eating anything and then carrying on. And that's exactly another reason why our children are very overweight and have obesity, because they grow out with a fast-paced culture that really doesn't appreciate family meals. We really don't appreciate sitting down with the family and eating together. Sometimes parents neglect their kids and just decide to buy them fast food or give them money for themselves so they can buy whatever they want, instead of really having and building a relationship in which we all come together as a family eating, which is a sole and essential part of growing up. And we suddenly just lose connection with what really food is. As I was saying, more than just fuel for us, food is so much more. And there's actually a slow food movement, which is a movement that started in Italy, that is, as it sounds, slow food to fight against fast food. The values that are being lost in fast food culture are this slow food movement is really trying to bring them back together and rescuing traditions and cultural foods that are sometimes lost or overlooked because of corporations. And with that being said, corporations and industrial mills are taking uh, us away from our local communities because fast food is a business and they want money, so they take us from our local sources, from our local economy is obviously affected, our farmers are affected, our restaurants and businesses are heavily affected by fast food places, and we are caught up in their own competition. While fast food chains open almost in every corner, those corners are no longer part of the community, and we cannot put our own businesses, our own restaurants in those places. And probably one of the most important points is that there's no variety in the food that we eat, as much as fast food has several faces. There's not a variety. There's just burgers and fries and maybe a few other things that are similar, are extremely similar, but just a little varieties now and there. And there's no spice. That all of these points lead to there's no spice, there's no variety. It's just uniformity in production, not really space for new items or for even better things. And after all this has been said, what can we really do? Well, the answer is very easy. We just take a step back and look at the local stores. We buy these things locally. We buy ingredients and open the dusted recipe books that we said we would sometimes use. And today is the day we can take back from corporations, from fast food, our meals and enjoy them as they respectfully should be enjoyed. And if we can just do these simple things, we can enjoy a healthy life controlling our nutrition. We can enjoy a good meal with our friends and family. We can share and promote the values that really count. We can enjoy local flavors and support local economy to promote our community. We can really enjoy our food, showing the world that slow does not mean boring and that fast does definitely not mean better. So bon appetit and thank you for watching.